Good afternoon, everybody. This is Larry Page in Vancouver. We're going to be discussing today the company Southern Silver Exploration Corporation, which is developing a polymetallic, essentially silver mine in Mexico. When I say mine, it's a potential mine which is well on its way to ticking all the boxes to become one. There are over 1,000 junior and issuers on the TSX Venture Exchange, and they're all pushing out news releases. So if you're following the market at all, your inbox is inundated with news releases. If you're like me, you say, do I want to read this one and why, and what attracts your interest? Request from David Mandy was, give us 5 minutes of your time to say, what should go into a news release and why is it of interest to an investor or potential investor? When you're looking at a news release, let's assume that this just arrived in your inbox and you scroll through it and say, well, this is too formidable. What I suggest is don't start at the beginning. Start at the end. Most issuers, and Southern Silver is no different, put an about paragraph and say, this is a company and this is what it does. That's a good start. You look at that and you say, okay, here's a Canadian company that is exploring a property in Mexico. It has experienced board of directors, and I look at the metals and say, well, that's very interesting. Silver, this is something that I might be interested in. So that's kind of a start. And then you look at the upper right on the first page and you say, where's the company listed? Can any shares that I buy be easily purchased and, more importantly, easily sold? And so you look here and say, well, the company's listed in Vancouver, so that's all the Canadian exposure, but it's also listed in the United States on the OTCQB board. And then you look at the header and say, what's 6.1 meters averaging 344 grams per ton silver, lead and zinc, etc. This is too formidable. Do I really want to read this news release? And the authors of this news release want to put something that the people who follow junior explorers like us can pick up, they can put it in their publications easily, and so that's there. But you've got to dig down a little bit further. Let me tell you a little bit about Southern Silver and its property in Mexico. Over a 10-year period, we've been developing a property by purchasing it. We own it after having paid $4 million US for it. Some important factors are that there are no burdens on it. In other words, when a miner takes it into production, he doesn't have to take 1%, 2%, or 3% of the cash flow before any expenses, and give it to a third party. So we own 100% of a project. So that's another tick that you do. So what have we got? We've got 100% interest in a property in a good jurisdiction that welcomes mining, that, taken from its present interest of 272 million silver equivalent ounces. So you look at this news release and you say, well, what's this telling me? Well, it's telling you that drilling is proceeding and it's coming up with mineable widths of ore that can be sold at a profit. But what we can say is that we have 27 million tons of ore, which is of a grade that it can be sold. So all of that you should look at when you're looking at a news release. What this news release tells you is, historically, and when I say historically, that's in the last 6 years to the present time, we know that everything on the west side of that intrusion has ore, and it has silver, lead, and zinc, and it has the quantities that we put in the news release. So that's a starting point. And then we go on to say, We've moved to the east side of the Cerro, where there are historical mines. Mexican individuals and Mexican companies in the past have fossicked down 200, 300 feet, sometimes 200, 300 meters, pulled some ore out and consolidated it and sold it. So we say that in this news release, and we think that there is perhaps 30% more mineralization on the east side than we have already proven on the west side of the Cerro. And we've got 2 drill rigs running, and we're well on our way to proving some high-grade mineralization on the east side of the Cerro. That's really exciting. At the present time, with the resource that we have, we know that we have a property that can be developed into a mine. Various shafts can be sunk, and then various raises can go down, and we've done all of that work, and third parties have told us that. They told us how you can access that ore, bring it up and sell it at a profit, and we're in the process of being able to issue that sort of a preliminary economic assessment within the next couple of months. The exciting thing, and the thing that you should look at in this news release, is that maybe we can add 30%, but maybe we can add 100% of ore on the east side, which we haven't explored before, except in the last 3-4 years, we had drilled 17 holes over there, but enough to know that there's mineralization there, and it's rich mineralization, and it's important, but it's not in our resource calculation at the present time. And we're very, very excited. That's why we put it in the header. Now, the other thing that you should look at in this news release is the growth potential of a property. In this case, we've got the whole east side of the property that's open. We're tying everything together. By the time we finish drilling on the east side, what we're saying is it's high grade and it's shallow. And if you look at that through the eyes of a miner's going to say, well, this is less expensive to get and to process and to sell because it's closer to the surface of the earth. And it may, in fact, be amenable to open pit mining followed by underground mining. And it's a very robust mine that will be around for a long period of time. So when you look at a news release, look at fact. And if the company is telling you facts throughout and then projections from facts, then you can have a good degree of confidence that you've invested in a right company. I'm heavily invested in this company, and I expect to make a substantial amount of money. Let me tell you another thing, that when you're looking at news releases, to do a little, if you want to invest, just do a little research and say, does the company have any funds? Will it have to go back to the market? In the Mannix group, we've got 5 companies in our group. We've raised almost $25 million in 2020. $14.5 million of that was raised by the Southern Silver Company. So it does have a treasury that can stand writing checks as the exploration progresses without having to do a financing in the short term. So through the 2021 year, we can do as much exploration drilling as we like. We're finishing a 10,000 meter drill program, and we expect that we will put at least 2 more rigs onto the property as these results come in to drill out something that can be sized by independent people into a resource, which is going to be, in my estimation, based upon the scientists that we have in our group, something that will add appreciably to the substantial worth of this property to date. What we say in this news release is we say we're one of the larger undeveloped silver-lead-zinc projects in the world, and we wholly own it. It's unburdened by royalties. It's fully financed and fully permitted. All of those boxes have been ticked. That's an important part of a news release. When you look at that, you know that the people who are running the company are cognizant of what the ingredients are to take a raw prospect through an exploration into a production stage and make money for the shareholder. Having said that, I think I'll close by saying thank you very much for listening to us, and our website tells a lot more, and I'm at the end of a telephone, and I answer all shareholder or potential shareholders' calls. Thanks, and thank the Otis and Mandy Group for giving me a presentation to present to you today.